Morning troops, another day, another river. We're out dead baiting for pike as usual. Yeah, this time of year that's all I do. I mean, I'm pike daft, so get an opportunity or get a day off, that's where I'm likely to be, on a river or a drain. Today's a river. I'm going to be dead baiting, floats, drilled bullets, static deads on the bottom, single curved hooks, and the baits I'll run through that when I go for a swim with you. Yeah, so it's a bit of a grey old dank morning, quite mild. Going to be fishing in about 9 to 10 foot of water, just depending how far I go out. Sort of even 8 foot in the margins. And this one's about 8 foot in the margin, about 10 foot mid channel, so it's only my second session up here on this stretch this autumn, so I'm hoping to catch a few fish, you know, there's some nice fish, but you never can guarantee anything, of course. It's very early. I was here at first light, set up in the dark, rods are out. Been out about 10 minutes, so we're all eager to go. So hopefully we're going to catch you some pike today, and I'll run through the swim with you now. Here we are. Let's say it's a misty morning, not foggy, just a little bit of mist. Visibility is pretty good, 100 metres or so, so it's not too bad. Maybe even 200 metres, so it's not too bad. The river's lost that horrible green film it had on the whole summer. I still see plenty of weed out there. Got to watch where I put my left hand rod. Plenty of weed out to my left hand side. Let's run through the swim with you. So the right hand rod down the right hand margin. Got some vegetation overgrowing. The right hand rod's down the right hand track. I've got quite a lot of vegetation and an overhanging tree to my right, so I'm hoping, especially first thing in the morning, there's something lurking there. That is a whole Joey mackerel, presented, as I said, static dead, about 8-9 foot of water. And it's a single curved hook, size 4 micro barb. As you see, there's the vegetation, there's a tree overhanging, brambly apple tree. The middle rod. It's not halfway out, I'd say a quarter of the way across. That's in 10 foot water. That's a whole herring, big bait, about 10 inches, mounted on a single curved hook, again static dead bait. And the left hand rod there is just to the left hand of the swim, 3 or 4 rod lengths out, just beyond. There's a hell of a lot of floating weed out there. I didn't notice it when I set up in the dark. That could cause me a problem having that left hand rod as a margin rod at any point. Because the reason I picked the swim in the dark is, you can see there's a reed bed down there to the left. But I don't know if we can pick it. Let's see if we can pick it up. There you can see. There's a lot of floating weed between the reed bed and my float. Now I don't know how deep that floating weed goes, whether it's going to drift out and swim during the course of the day, but it does go all the way out to the left hand side. So it's going to restrict where I put the left hand rod in the margins. But the rods are out, so that's always a winning start. Let's get some breakfast, see if we can catch some pike. It's a lot foggier now than it was when I arrived. Well, proper good morning there, troops. I was a bit quiet earlier. You know, it's just first light. I was creeping around, didn't want to disturb anything. But yeah, we've been fishing about an hour and a half. I've had 2 runs, right hand rod and a Joey mackerel, roared off. You would have thought a little stocky carpet taking the bait. Yeah, I mean, it was 1 toner. I thought, nope. Holding on to the bait and then let it go when I put a bit of pressure on. So I've adjusted the hook position slightly. I'll run through my hook positions with you later when I reel in. But yeah, I basically have my single hooks more or less at the base of the tail. And I've got a funny feeling that most of the time they're picking it up and running with it. They haven't turned it around yet. So I'm swallowed. So the tail's not even in, the tail's not even in the mouth, hence the hook's not even in the mouth. So adjusted the hook position slightly to have it about 3/4 the way up, so it's 1/4 the way down from the tail. So that's what I've adjusted that slightly. I ain't had a run on it since I adjusted it, but and then the left hand rod on a whole sardine. There was definitely something there playing around. I saw the line twitching. I got up and ready. Float sailed away. Come back up, and nothing. The bait's still there. So it could be, I don't really think pike are that riggy, to be honest. If they're hungry, they'll wallop the bait down and they'll go with it. But you know, there's other schools of thought about resistance and everything. But my rigs are quite resistance free, you know, so I'm not sure. But it definitely didn't take it. You know, played around with it and then left it. So that's the state of play. We've got 2 runs. It's a bit foggy. It's actually, there's more fog now than there was when I arrived, but it's, you know, it's quite mild. I wouldn't mind it staying like this all day, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's, you know, it's low light conditions. It's not too windy. There's a little bit of a breeze. It's, for me, you know, if it was 5 or 6 degrees cooler, it would be perfect. But you know, it's it looks like, you know, it's going to do a fish, as I always say. So you know, a few people have asked me about our hook dead baits on a hair rig. So when I reel in, I'll show you that as well. And then we'll hopefully, when I reel in, it'll be because we've had a decent fish. So I've always say I've been fishing an hour and a half. I've had 2 runs, well, 1 run and 1 tentative nibble. So it's, you know, it's not dead. So hopefully we can induce something to play ball. I'll give another half hour, and if I haven't had a run in half hour, I'll bring the baits in and boost them up with oil. But I'm feeling confident. So if you haven't subscribe to the channel. It really helps it grow and get the videos out there, and hopefully we'll catch you a few pike today. First one of the day. We're off and running, troops. Half a herring. Just chopped the head off. It's only a small one. A jack, but they all count. Let's get him back. Lovely looking fish. Another river fish. Let's get it back into the water. What a beauty. People have asked how I attach my hair rigged dead baits. Here it is. Long splicing needle. So the hook sitting proud like that. The loop end. And the old stick twig from the bank will do. That's it. Done. Simple as that. Here we are, halfway through the day, and had 3 runs. 1 pike landed, 1 lost, and 1 didn't even show that much interest in it. So it's been a tough day. It's very calm, it's very still, dank, grey, not much happening around me. You know, it's water's still quite clear though. I've had a good look at the water, and that's still quite clear, even though we've had lots of rain. Still quite clear. There's weed-wise, my baits have presented well. It's just a matter of getting something going, really. Doing the normal stuff the way I fish a river is on my 3 rods. I move them about every half hour to 40 minutes, so further out, closer in, different angles. Cover the whole clock face of your swim. But at the moment, I still only the 3 runs, still only the 1 fish, so we keep cracking on. I've tried for an hour with a different bait, bluey, but that didn't work. Didn't instigate any extra runs. So at the moment I've got a left hand rod, whole sardine, middle rod, a whole pollen, and the right hand rod, a whole joey mackerel. In the next half hour or so I shall bring them in, boost them with oil, maybe chop the head off the pollen. I might even chop up the mackerel and try a kebab style presentation, see if that instigates any bites. But at the moment we're waiting for something to happen, really, as you always do with fishing, big fish fishing anyway. Match fishing, you're always instigating things, aren't you, and changing and trying different, you do any type of fishing, but it's a waiting game. And if you're after a big pike and you're waiting on a river, unless you're young, fit and able and you can march up and down the bank all day. So yeah, I've got to sit here and wait for them to come to me. Hopefully they will. Ain't over yet. Well, troops, what a nightmare that was. 10-15 minutes before it gets completely dark. Had a little run on the middle rod. Missed it. Spoke to the bailiff earlier. He said a lot of people were complaining that along here the pike had been picking up the baits and dropping them quite regular. Just running off with them. So I don't know. I thought I would have hooked that. But yeah, it's I think that was last chance saloon. Well, thanks for watching, troops. Hopefully I'll be able to tag on a big girl at the end of this. If not, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate the views and the subscriptions. Let's see if we can catch you some more pike next time. But it ain't over yet. We still might nick one. We've had 1 run just before it gets dark. Hopefully we'll get another and make it count. Thanks for watching, guys. Really do appreciate it.